Charge into that out of the 9-hole for the Gators. Beth Torina has one of my favorite mic'd up Monday moments that's in our promo where she hits the ground at third base and she's slapping the ground.
Oh, it's epic, and it will forever live on. Remember, she pitched at Florida, so she wore that orange and blue.
Won 60 games in the circles for the Gators, 1998 SEC champions.
With the shorts uniforms. Did you see that, Chucky? The shorts uniforms, those used to be the thing with the trace pads. I even wore shorts uniforms in my freshman and sophomore year, and then they started to get phased out.
So you did play in the modern era for a couple years.
Oklahoma, I just passed Coffee down the line. That's, I think, a big reason why Beth Torina is going to go out and talk to her freshman pitcher and just give her a little reminder. Never hurts. Hey, when you're up 1-2, 0-2, let's be better in those counts. And maybe even, might see a pitching change here. Yeah. Second time through the order. Bring in Sydney Berzon for a completely different look.
From the freshman left-hander to the two-time All-American junior right-hander, Sydney Berzon in the circle when we come back, fresh off a fantastic performance in Game 2. Florida breaks open the scoring here in the third. Still a runner in scoring position for Corby.
That ball was been different qualities about that player that left. Other players step up the next year to try to kind of fill that void that they leave whenever they do graduate.
First pitch swinging for Sydney Peterson, who's actually seen her first action of the series for LSU in the 8-hole. 8-9-1 due up for the Tigers here in the bottom of the third, trying to respond after Holtorf came across for Florida on that bit of an awkward play defensively for LSU.
Game 3, and I feel like that Game 3, I think you might look back at it as a turning point for her season, for Florida's season. She's such a huge part of their success the last couple of seasons. I mean, really shouldered a bulk of the load last season, taking it in the Women's College World Series, and it just seemed like when the game got bigger, she got better. Deeper and deeper as they went into the postseason. As a freshman, she was able to carry them for a good chunk of innings. And then unfortunately for her, was injured, missed a big chunk of time, and just has gotten better, though, since she has come back from her injury.
She had a 1.07 ERA following her first appearance back against Auburn from injury. But
this is a pitcher too, Chucky, with Keegan Rothrock. She always wanted to be a Gator. She grew up playing on her little travel ball team called the Indiana Gators, and she looked up to see what colleges had a Gator as a mascot, and there was only one. It was the Florida Gators, and so she dreamed of playing in this Florida uniform and being a Florida Gator after being an Indiana Gator.
One of 3 sophomores on the pitching staff. Then you have the talented freshman Caitlin Oxley and the veteran Kara Hammock, who came in from UNCW. Nice pitch from Rothrock to Danica Coffey there. Back to the top of the order for LSU. Top 5 in the order, went 0 for 5 the first time.
The bat of a left-handed hitter, it's going to continue to move toward her. Gave her a chance to catch that like a well-struck ball. I mean, Jocelyn Erickson, it seems like every time that she makes contact, it turns into extra bases, and it looked like that had extra bases written all over it.
Reagan Walsh 1 for 1 with a single. Watches that pitch upstairs for ball 1. Let's go back to Oklahoma and Florida. What are you looking forward to most in that series?
Just it all coming down to this final weekend. I mean, Oklahoma has been playing so well since they lost the series to Alabama in Tuscaloosa. That was another Monday night game, and they lost the series on a walk-off home run to Audrey Vandegrift, and it just seemed like that was a wake-up call for Oklahoma. Their at-bats look different in the games following, and they've just really been putting things together and playing just with a really strong front. same type of energy that we're used to seeing Oklahoma play with for the past 4 years. And it's just incredible the way that Patty Gasso and her coaching staff have been able to bring this team together despite losing what they lost last year. And stands out to me about the season that they've put together is the 6-1 run SEC wins. I mean, those are games where you really have to compete together as a team, do the little things right, not bend maybe a little bit at times, but not break. And that's what Oklahoma has been known for. They just don't break. They're so difficult to beat, especially in a 3-game series.
Two away here in the top of the 4th for Ava Brown, who homered twice in game 1 of this series, her 5th and 6th of the year, including a grand slam. Faced, still just a 1-run game.
Huebner would get the start and Berzon would come in. And just when you think about their mix, it's only fitting. I mean, Huebner did pitch really well, gave them a quality start. You can see what she's capable of, and then bringing in the All-American of Berzon, giving a completely different look.
That type of plan that she's talking about, splitting the game up tonight, do you just feel like we're getting a little closer to the postseason? We're starting to toy with kind of strategies and how we're going to use these pitchers when it really matters?
Yeah, I think that we're seeing coaches use their aces in a lot of different roles all throughout a 3-game series, putting a lot on their plate to start multiple times in a weekend, maybe to close multiple times in a weekend. But I feel like that is a theme that we've been seeing with aces, is maybe to bring them in to close more than you start them in a weekend. Every coach is going to use so differently. She is so strong. And just to think, that is a redshirt freshman playing in her first complete full year as a college softball player.
Comes from a really athletic family. Her dad, Tyrone, played football at Cal Berkeley. Mom, Tammy, was a cheerleader at Washington State. And her brother played 3 years of football at Columbia, but he finished actually this year on LSU's football team. She said Mom and Dad have not missed a series all year.
Well, and she's just really, she started that as a young age, and she did want to make sure America knows that she's not just power. She has this hidden speed about her, too, that she worked with her dad, a strength and conditioning coach, working speed and agility as well.
She was more proud of the speed than she was of the power, which was interesting.
Hidden speed. A lot of people don't expect it, she said.
Strike one to Mackenzie Rudity, 0 for 1 tonight, 2 for 7 in the series. Rudity falls behind 0-2 to Rothrock. Nobody out, runners on second and third. That's a pinch runner, Madeline Gilio, a senior from Louisiana who has not played all season. But it is senior, I'm going to call it senior weekend because it's kind of been a celebration all
pitch. I mean, this is the hitter that has the most experience in this LSU lineup alongside Danica Coffey, of course. Good execution there by the LSU offense. I haven't seen execution like that this weekend from them. They've been scoring off the bat of Tori Edwards, and of course we saw Sierra Daniels with the walk-off hit. That was a ground ball to the right side as well. So
it's something they track every game, and Bryce Neal said they want
different ways that they can get a fighting tiger, and all of them are things that are within their control.
Series win.
And that all 3 runs in a game are scored with just a ground ball to the second baseman. But let me tell you, home runs are really pretty and sexy, but that ground ball to second base will score a run with the runner at third base as well.
That's what you were looking for at the plate, right? In your playing days, that grounder to second base.
It'll do the trick.
It has been the key for LSU this weekend. Now you give your 2-time All-American pitcher a 1-run lead with 3.
Ball that Sydney Berzon was throwing a lot to his Florida hitters yesterday. It has such tight spin and gives them a different look. And of course, Smokey Eds, the home plate umpire, wants to take a look at it because it was hit off the end of the bat of Mia Williams in that foul ball. So just making sure it didn't cut it up or anything with that swing.
Time in a weekend, how much different is that second outing as far as approach goes?
You just don't want to, you just have to be able to mix it up. I mean, it is just different pitch calling that Beth Torina is going to be putting in there, not getting predictable. Most important part, and what worked so well for her against the right-handed hitters that had power, like Mia Williams, like Ava Brown, like Corby Otis, was her inside drop ball that she was throwing. So today, working that maybe a little bit more on the outside corner with that drop ball and her off-speed curve, just trying to mix things up.
2-2, full count.
Some late break to it. I think Mia Williams thought it was going to do something different, maybe go more down, but it was a drop ball that cut back across the heart of the plate, so it ended up looking like it was just down Main Street, but it froze her enough for that looking strikeout.
Berzon has faced 6 batters and retired all of them. Now faces Kenley Cahalan for the first time. Cahalan hit a soft line out up the middle last time to Sierra Daniels. She takes strike 2.
And there's that changeup. And Berzon is a really cool story because she grew up pitching a lot by herself. She actually went to boarding school and she was on her own for so long that she just had to kind of invent her own way to pitch. So she knows herself very well. She spent a ton of time just by herself with a catch net. She had a Rev Fire. That is a tool that would so because she spent a lot of time on her own, she learned to pitch on her own and be her own pitching coach really well. Really has a feel for her spin and velocity to the point where Coach Torina said when she came in, she could say, all right, throw this pitch at this speed with a little bit of tilt, and she could do it. So it's been really cool and video game-like, Coach Torina said, for the past couple of years to call pitches for her and work with her because she's so unique with how well she knows herself and can make adjustments on her own.
What do you think the most important thing is for a pitcher now versus maybe when you played, with just all the tools that these other teams have and the video and analytics they have on you?
Mixing speeds. Being able not just to throw 2 speeds, but being able to throw 3 speeds like you see with Berzon, as well as Keegan Rothrock. I mean, you have to be able to change speeds and mix things up against these hitters.
Falby on first base.
Now, all of a sudden, there's 2 quick outs. Now, one of the best home run hitting players in the lineup is going to have a chance to come up in this inning. Taylor Shoemaker.
16 home runs on the year, Shoemaker.
And they've been to all different
end, but one of what will become 12 players to receive a golden ticket from the AUSL, that inaugural season for the new Pro League coming up in early June. The golden ticket just means you have been drafted. You don't know your team yet. We'll find that out next Saturday on ESPN.
Torn her ACL, and just for her to get back and contribute to this team as a leader, their leadoff hitter, and then to get drafted. What a moment for her after a tough year last year.
Corby Otis out in left field for the Florida Gators received a golden ticket a few weeks ago after she produced a walk-off win for Florida. There are 5 Tigers and 5 Gators who will be in the AUSL. Both teams well represented as that pitch just misses to Bajaran.
Yeah, and the AUSL is getting a bunch of winners too, because everybody that's gotten it so far have all won the games that they got it after. There's Corby Otis.
Makes the celebration that much sweeter.
That much sweeter.
Bajaran picked up her first hit of the series, her last trip to the plate, a single, and then came around to score the first run of the game for LSU. Of course, the Holtorf solo home run in the 5th brings us back level at 2 apiece. Quick visit here for Stephanie Van Brakel-Prothro, the new pitching coach for Florida this year. 2 years as the head coach at Memphis most recently, 12 years as an assistant coach at Alabama, and of course was a tremendous player in her own right for the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, so we played each other in the first Super Regional. So Super Regional started in 2005. That was my freshman year, and Alabama came to College Station. We hosted them, and they ended up winning to go on to the World Series, but Steph was the pitcher then.
How'd you do against her? What was your your average against her? I know you don't like these questions, but
no, I don't remember. I had just come back from injury myself, and I had a head injury, so literally I don't remember because I had the head injury. But most importantly, our team lost, and I can't remember how I did as an individual, but they went on to the World Series.
Great.